Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats. Let's play that. Today we're taking a look at Captain Commando. This is another one of those MAME games that I looked on the list, and I looked down that list to look for the most, most popular games that I've never taken a look at. And, well, I had to go pretty far down the list to find this one, but today we're looking at Captain Commando.
Commando.
Well, let's see. When faced with choices, you want to be Mummy Commando, Captain Commando, Ninja Commando, or Baby Commando. What? Well, I was gonna say let's play as Captain Commando. I mean, the game is his, but well, Baby Commando just had his way. Look at the confidence strut. I'm not even gonna fight anybody. Baby Commando doesn't need to fight anybody. Did you see those punks just kind of sitting in the corner, smoking a cigarette? Baby Commando will not stand for that. Oh my gosh. Wow, the feeling of power. Wait, was that Thug trying to hold another Thug hostage? No, I guess not. Like, so with these beat-em-ups, like, there's just so much in the subtleties of things that you can kind of change around. But, like, immediately you feel, like, immensely powerful. Oh my god, and it even has Metal Slug type, well, slugs? This is ridiculous. In the best way possible. Can you dash? Is there a third button? Fourth button? No. Oh man. Wow. The pacing of this game is just spot on. So like, well okay, let's contrast this with another beat 'em up, like Streets of Rage for the Genesis. Now, to be sure, Streets of Rage for the Genesis is a good beat 'em up, but like, you never feel overly powerful when you're playing that game. And like, the enemies just take so much damage to take down, and you can keep hitting them over and over and over and over again. This game, like, you immediately hit somebody and they are like down basically. Maybe not like completely, but I mean, enemies take like a significant amount of damage. Your character feels powerful. Like Streets of Rage, your character feels like kind of more like Sisyphus than like Superman. So that's at least my first impression. And then of course, this is a Capcom era beat 'em up, so you've got like weapons, you've got like big detailed sprites. I mean, it's pretty much the whole package. These guys, I mean, if Neo Geo was the king of fighting games, Capcom was at least the prince of beat-em-ups. I don't know that that's necessarily the genre you want to be the prince of, but they got it. They can do it. Although, yeah, they can also do a few fighting games, I guess. Although I gotta be honest, in Street Fighter, just the lack of mobility always kind of wigged me out. So if you've ever played King of Fighters, you know that if you press the direction twice in a direction, then you get like kind of a forward short hop. And then you also have a back hop and all of this. Or actually, no, it's even better than that. Okay, that's King of Fighters 94 rules. King of Fighters 96 and beyond, you press double twice, your character starts running. And what you can do is then you can go into jump, and then your character has this like ridiculously fast jump. And then you can go into a kick, you've got like an attack, you can like double jump back, and then, well, you can't run backwards, but like, just that running and then jumping, like the fact that it makes the jumping even faster, that just gives your character so much mobility. Add to that if you press B and C at the same time, you get a roll. I'm not sure about the button combination, but I'm sure that the roll exists. And you've just got so many movement options to kind of deal with anything. Characters spamming Hadokens at you, although in King of Fighters not about Hadokens, then you just roll right towards them, and then, well, you completely ignore them. They're not doing anything to you. But then in Street Fighter, like, you can't even run. Yeah, you can jump at them, but you always jump at the same speed, and it's fairly monotonous. Speaking of monotonous, this level is a definite downgrade from the previous one. I mean, the previous one, we're just kind of like going through these streets. It's like a good time. We're knocking down the foes left and right. And then we get to this cave, which, I mean, it's still a good time. We're still knocking down foes left and right. But, like, the scenery, it's just a cave. There's nothing more, nothing less. That is a surprisingly non-elaborate continue screen. So all the other ones have names based on what they are, like Ninja Commando, Baby Commando, but this guy's Captain Commando. Like, what's his deal? So his archetype is that he's like the leader type? He's like the Cyclops of the group? Well, they can't call him Cyclops Commando, so I guess that makes a bit more sense, but still, wow. Baby Commando, I was just like rocking by, but now that we've switched to Captain Commando, we're noticing a definite lack in fighting capabilities. Wow. Maybe he was chosen for his leadership, maybe he was chosen not for his leadership ability, but for his fighting inability. But they're like, well, his last name is still Commando, I mean, we should still give him a chance. It's just, he can't fight his way through, so he might as well lead his way through. Wow, did you see the boss though? He had 2 health bars, and it kind of felt like, oh man, this will take forever. But like, you just kind of get in there, and you fight, and you just keep whittling him down, and then eventually you took him out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you see that? The skizz? We did like no damage to them. Either Baby Commando is ridiculously strong, Captain Commando is ridiculously weak, or the enemies get stronger as you go along, which I am not a fan of right now. I mean, I was just saying that this game was so great because, like, these popcorn enemies, you can really deal with them like they are popcorn. Now it looks like I'm gonna have to be looking for extra strategies. Let's see, typical Capcom fashion, you've got some sort of crowd control attack at the... Well, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see that. Well, we're in Ninja Land, so let's play as a ninja. So in typical Capcom fashion, you press A and B and you've got a crowd control attack. Also in typical Capcom fashion, you press the other buttons and you get nothing. Street Fighter had 6 buttons, Final Fight had like 1, 2? Probably just 2. I mean, it feels like 1 sometimes though. They are invested all of their buttons on Street Fighter. Well, Ninja seems to be different. I mean, well, it's kind of like typical beat-em-up characters where like, the characters are different, I guess, technically, if you kind of like really squint. Wait, what are they doing with the shock? Oh, okay, they're shocking the little Tonfas. I thought for a second there they were just like taking a picture of us. And it's like, oh man, they use the ninja's greatest weakness. Having audio-visual recordings of it. Is this the boss or just like an enthusiast? Well, I'll give this land nothing else. Even if the enemies are long and hard to defeat, we have like, what, 5 new enemy types? And they've got the old enemy types? This is like... Oh, did you see the food? I think the food actually changes based on who you are. Now, I can't remember who the baby had, or maybe it changes based on what world you are. That would make more sense, because, like, the baby got, like, what, a steak? I mean, I don't think you should feed steak to baby. Oh my gosh, is that another enemy type? Although their name is Kojiro, which I'm assuming is, like, a person's name. But what's unfortunate is they have the same name. So apparently we're fighting twins who have the same name. What kind of parent would do that? It's like, okay, you guys are so clearly the same person, we're just gonna give you the same name. Okay, I was gonna ask, was that it? Because, I mean, I complain about, like, enemies and their health, but, like, if you fight a boss that has just too little health, you're just kind of sitting there like, is that it? At least if you fight, like, a boss with a titanic amount of hit points, then at the very end you can be like, yeah, I did it. That's it. It's over. I'm done with it. Oh, that's kind of a subtle feature. I mean, the blue ninjas... Oh, well, I was gonna say... Oh, they're differentiating their ninjas with more than just color, because if you look at the blue ninjas versus the orange ninjas, the blue ninjas don't have a hat. But then if you look at the green ninjas versus the black ninjas, the hair is a little different. Oh. Game did not appreciate me blasting through. Wait, who's the boss here? Is it Mr. Kabuki, or is it, well, Mr. Kabuki is the blue health bar. The samurai is getting out of my face now. Again, pretending like we didn't see anything. Alright, who's the remaining guy? Zombie Commando. Well, this vastly predates the crazy zombie craze in the early 2000s, but I mean, really? I don't think zombies were even that fun back in the day. I mean, I guess Capcom did make Night Stalkers, and they're like, hey, check out all these mythological creatures in a fighting game. And it was probably good, I guess. I mean, again, same fault as Street Fighter, no mobility options. Also, King of Fighters had like crazy character amounts and like super sweet lore. I'm not even kidding about the lore, by the way. Every character in the game has like a backstory. And then there were like, what, 50 some odd characters? Now it helps that they're all from various SNK franchises. And then, let's see, well, other SNK fighters. Well, you've got Fatal Fury. And I mean, Fatal Fury 3 being like the distinction of the one I've played a little bit. But even then, I could kind of tell it was a little bit crap. Plus, too, I like playing as Han Fu, the sort of Bruce Lee guy, but like, the deal is he has nunchucks and he kind of fights with those, but he is like ridiculously weak. Or he's a very technical character that requires expertise. Alright, let's go back to our fave, Baby Commando. Oh my gosh. Immediate KO. Now, I'll be honest, I may have laughed when I saw Baby Commando, but I take it all back. In fact, I feel like I should just start a church to Baby Commando. He is just that good. Look at him just knock that guy out. And then aerial jump. Wait, did that heal his health? The little bear? Does he eat stuffed animals? So many questions. Even if he ate stuffed animals, though, I wouldn't even be disgusted. In fact, I'm so enamored with Baby Commando right now, I would even consider eating stuffed animals. Now, I wouldn't, because that's, like, immensely gross. But I would think about it. Also, have you noticed that, like, his robot, it has pants? Like, this kid is so ridiculous. He put pants on... Oh, come on, I want the blue one. He put pants on his robot. What kind of madman does that? Baby Commando, that's who. Oh, jeez. Did you see that orange guy? He's like, the best use of this robot is getting the heck out of here. It's Baby Commando. Can't handle this. Oh my gosh. I think I figured out Baby Commando's secret. His jump kick, his Kirk-era jump kick, is like, it just has so much range. Oh, this has a flamethrower. Oh, come on. Flamethrowers are not a one-hit kill. I literally lit him on fire. Although actually here, like, it's like that in real life too. Where like flamethrowers, I mean, it like hurts a lot, but like it doesn't actually kill people, not like bullets do. And let's see. I was gonna ask which of these two is the bad guy. It turns out they both are. Oh, come on. Well, I will say this is like one of the few boss fights that really unambiguously feels like a boss fight. Like there is a narrative, there is a story. Oh, that's a disappointment. Well, I'll cover for his weaknesses by making him ride them. Can I give the scientist what for? No, I guess it's not that kind of game. I mean, it's a game where you can play as a baby and beat people up. It's a game where you can literally shoot rockets at people. I bet there's guns too. But, like, killing a semi-innocent scientist? No, that's too far, man. Why would you even suggest such a thing? That's right, Capcom made Dungeons & Dragons Shadow over Mystara. They are, like, beat-em-up masters. Isn't it weird we blow through, like, their colored hit bars, like, far quicker than we probably should have? Because, I mean, this yellow one, that's gonna take, like, a long time. But the blue one, I mean, that just, like, went away right away. Baby, oh my gosh. Baby Commando and that jump kick. How do you beat him? How do you beat him? Well, standard beat 'em up boss rules by having, like, way more health, by doing way more damage, and having way more range. That's how you beat Baby Commando, if you have to stack the deck against him. Actually, I'm a little curious, does the crowd controls thing, does that actually kill you? Oh my gosh, how many levels are there? And it just taunts you with all these levels, like, Ghouls and Ghost style. It's like, hey, check out all these levels that you'll play. Oh, sweet. He recovered all his health. Also semi-sweet. It's like how you wanted the Battletoads level to be. You want a skateboard beating dudes up, practically invincible, no actual danger. Not like the real Battletoads. Oh, did I say no danger? I meant some danger, in controlled amounts. Wait, does baby just eat tempura? It's not based... This is very confusing. I don't think we should try to understand what's happening. Well... Oh, if you stay stationary, then you get a lame sort of upper kick. Well, that was it? Where's the obstacles? I mean, the whole point of, like, an obstacle course like that is to have obstacles, but this was just, like, a speeded up beat 'em up. Oh, well, okay. Oh, did I say we couldn't beat up the scientist? Statement amended. Oh, what? We only get, like, 30 seconds to kill him or something? That's unfortunate. And then let's see if we don't, then maybe it's branching paths and we, like, go onto his base. Oh, okay. Hey, time bonus. It's like Street Fighter beating up the car, except not really the same. But kind of the same. Well, I was just complaining about there being so many levels, and we just blazed through one like it was nothing. I feel like this game kind of knew that. It's like, man, they're gonna see this level and they're gonna be like, wow, I'm even putting quarters in this to enjoy that I'm starting to feel second outs. And then you just blaze through a level and they're like, yeah, that's right, we recaptured the spirit, we know what you want. Oh man. Unfortunately, now we're in the escalation part. Did you see that, like, blue character? I mean, yes, he is the main Mook recolored, and so, in that sense, that's what he is. But you know what he really is? He is a sign that this game is going to get drastically harder, and you are going to have to pay more quarters than you have in the previous 5 worlds combined in just this world. Oh my gosh, do you see these enemies just never ending? In the first level, we'd have been halfway through the level by now. But this game, well, okay, this level is just changing things up. Oh my gosh. Like, I like how the robots are powerful, but they're so slow. Yeah, I can tell it's the beginning of the end. Like, we had our fun, and the game knows it, and it's like, okay, we subsidized it with the easy parts, now or no. We gave you some fun with the easy parts, now we're gonna subsidize it with the hard parts. Unless this is the boss already, in which case I'll amend most of my statements. But, ooh, new enemy type that does drastically more damage. Now we don't know that, but we're pretty sure it's true. Although, wow, that throw is just marvelously effective. Again, comparing this to Streets of Rage, I believe the throw, like, yeah, you could do a throw, but it can only hit, like, one enemy at most. So if you were completely surrounded, then, well, there's nothing the throw can do. Because, I mean, yeah, you'll take out, like, one guy, but then the other guy will just take it as a free hit. And there's nothing you can do. Yeah, I mean, you thought it was cute when they introduced weapons in the first level, and like every now and again there was a weapon. It's like, okay, I can dig that. Now it's like the enemies have weapons, and it's like, yeah, that's fair. That's usually how it works. But now the enemies have so many weapons. Like, it's not bad yet, but like, you know it's gonna get worse. And like, yeah, it's fun, that brief second of power when you can use the weapon against them. But think about what this all represents. Like, enemies are gonna have weapons. They're gonna come at you. Well, at least we've made it to the boss. So, I mean, yes, things are gonna take a little longer, because if you recall, I think levels 1 through 3, we barely used 1 credit on each one, and even then, that was when we got to the boss. This one, we're already down a credit. I'm pretty sure we have 0 lives. I think we just died again. Oh no. Well, maybe if we're crafty we can get through this, but I don't know. We're just in that beat-em-up escalation period where, like, there's just nothing you can do except feed credits and just kind of shut up and sit down and play. Well, at least enemies take damage with, whenever you respawn as a character. I mean, there are some beat-em-ups where, like, you can just get completely stun-locked with the enemy, and, like, there's nothing you can do to that boss. Like, you are just basically their punching bag. Well, it's almost like what we're getting here, except here it's more just like their attack is cheap and it does a lot of damage. But like in that one beat 'em up, it's like you just get completely stun locked. You put in all the lives you want, it's not going to change anything. It is just too much. Too much. But this game, at least you damage them with credits. So if nothing else, you just get a cold mercenary calculation of how many credits will it take to beat this enemy. Now, that's not a calculation any kid should ever have to do, but it's reassuring that you don't have the alternative, which is give up. Wow, one of the underrated aspects of this game, I'd imagine, or probably one of the main selling points, depending on who knows, is the enemy variation. Like, we've come so far from the first Luke, but like, it's also smart about it, because we're still fighting the first Luke. I mean, look, there were like 3 of them right there. But it really mixes things up so that they never feel old. And I mean, yeah, we're fighting ninjas and stuff, but it's not like just level-themed enemies. You have like the original henchmen coming back just to be henchmen again. And that's just so nice. Now, unfortunately, oh, okay, so you cannot use the crowd control to kill yourself, which is either a helpful feature or an unhelpful feature, depending on how many credits you have. Wow, they are just going to keep coming, and coming, and coming, and coming.
Commando.
Alright, let's give Captain Commando one last chance, and then we'll give this game one last chance, and if it's not all working out, then unfortunately we'll never see the end. Unless you look it up on YouTube. And back in my day, we had to go to www.videogameendings.com, may or may not be a real site, and look at still pictures of the endings of video games, and then kind of imagine what it would be like in our heads. I'm lying about what the actual website's URL was, but that was actually a thing I remember doing as a kid, like looking up video game endings. Because I mean, hey, games were hard back then. Sometimes you just couldn't beat a game, but like you still wanted that closure. You still wanted to see how it ended. I mean, characters on a main heroes on a quest to save their, like, you know, let's say their pet frog. It's like, do they get there? Do they finally beat the bad guy and help rescue their little frog? Maybe the frog is the bad guy. I need to know. I need to know. And so you go on there and you check it out, and it's like, oh, okay, this is vastly unhappy.
Captain Commando.
Well, it's never as satisfying as like seeing it happen in front of you. There's sort of a magic to watching video games be played live. Like if you just see stills of video games, I mean, yeah, they can be pretty, but like it just doesn't capture the soul. Like there's definitely a way the animation and music all kind of comes together. And actually music is kind of an underrated part of all of this. Well, I'm sure one to talk, because I've been talking with the music the whole time. But like, it gives sort of a nice ambiance to it. And the gameplay also gives an ambiance to the music. Have you ever tried listening to music from a video game without the accompanying video game? It is just a weird, like, contextless cacophony. Or worse yet, you start imagining like what kind of gameplay you would have. It's kind of weird because everything exists in sort of a strange symbiosis. Also, this being a video game, oh my gosh, top 50? This game is almost worth playing. This game is almost worth playing just for the fact alone that you are almost guaranteed a spot on history. You can inscribe your glorious name there. And sure, you might be number 47th, but like, you're on the list. Your name is there for eternity. If you define eternity as until the next time the arcade cabinet is power cycled. But anyway, this being a video game, I mean, the gameplay kind of wins out over the music, but it all does kind of exist in a strange symbiosis, and just having the gameplay without the music is a little shallow. Ginzu the Ninja, so apparently they do actually have real people names, despite, in fact, not being real people. Oh, whoa. I didn't even look at the background at all, but apparently it's like a prehistoric land. Did you see that chick who just took down a mammoth and is just kind of like sitting watching it beat up some dudes? What time period is this in? I don't know, but I love it. That guy's name was Mac the Knife. Although I'm pretty sure they've got some cute little origin story, like, oh, he's Jack the Ripper, transferred to modern-day times to fight. Oh my gosh, what was that Genesis fighting game? Like, Elemental Masters or something? So Commando Baby's name is Baby Head. Which makes sense, I guess, in that strange video game way where it doesn't make any sense at all, but, like, it's pretty cool, so you just go with it. Man, Elemental Masters or something. It's a strange Genesis fighting game where, like, each character is, like, from the past, and the whole premise is each one died, like, trying to make their mark on history, trying to achieve their, like, main goal. And so whoever wins the tournament gets to go back to the past, gets to be revived, and gets one more shot at doing whatever they had to do. It's sort of like, you know how Chun-Li enters Street Fighter 2 to avenge her father and kill Bison? At least, I think that was movie canon. I'm not sure if that was game canon. Was it movie the game canon? But anyway. So imagine Street Fighter, except everybody's an origin story like Chun-Li, and they're all fighting, and only one of them gets to take down their respective M. Bison. On one hand, that is a pretty sweet epic storyline. On the other hand, it is a pretty mediocre fighter. Now granted, it's on the Genesis, which had no real fighting games. Strangely enough, it did in fact have Samurai Showdown. So there is a quote-unquote Neo Geo fighting game on it, so it's not completely dearth of fighting games. But, like, if I had to recommend play or not play, I would strongly recommend not play. Well, on that note, we've extracted all the fun we could. We've laughed at their names. Mac the Knife is really driving the point home, but I think it's about time to leave. So on that note, his cat's got a scat.